Welcome out to the Cosign Podcast, Culture and Music. I am your host, Venom Vixen, a.k.a. OGV. And, of course, I got my homie with me, the man that sits to the right.
It's your boy, Sterling Stacks, a.k.a. Good in Every Hood, a.k.a. your homeboy's homeboy, a.k.a. I saw your old lady last night. She wasn't with me, but she damn sure wasn't with you. What's hood?
What's hood? Yeah. And I want to introduce to all our co-signers out there. We have a special guest in the building. She goes by the name of Monty Mills. She's an MD and radio personality in Nashville for iHeartRadio. Salute, sis. What's good?
Hey, OGV.
OGV.
I love it.
Hey.
I love that name. You know, I couldn't, slide through the city and not see my girl.
I know.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, I appreciate that. I'm glad you hit me up. I'm looking forward to some good girl talk because I'm always surrounded with guys on here.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
I'm going to sit this one out today, fellas.
Go ahead and set it out. No, bring it in.
We do. We jump V a lot, though. We jump her a lot.
Yo,
yeah, we definitely.
I be swinging. I gotta speak for the hoes, the mothers.
Yeah, everybody, right?
I gotta hold every woman down.
Every woman down. Right.
So it's all good. So we're gonna get into it. We like to start off with something we call the WTF of the week.
What the fuck?
All right, so SC has just been hot lately. I don't know what it is about South Carolina, but the stories, we don't have to leave South Carolina almost every show. So the WTF of the week was the man who drove from South Carolina all the way to California and got jumped by Rihanna's security trying to propose to her.
He was from here?
I saw that.
Oh, shit, he was from here?
Yeah,
What's
I saw
wrong
that.
with him?
I saw that.
How did he think this was going to play out? I mean, this ride was long, so I'm just thinking. Work with me now. You in the car.
That's a long
You done gassed it up.
You got time to think about this shit.
You're like, I'm going to Riri house. Fuck it, it's my time.
Did y'all watch Swarm?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, people are crazy.
Oh, Lord.
People are crazy, So
I mean, that's worse than Myron when he followed Diamond home from the, you know what I'm saying, from the Players Club. That's definitely that's like, what is it, like a 4-day drive?
Yo,
Probably.
you had a lot of time to think about why. Like, what did he say? Oh, fuck that. She about to have baby number 2. It's my chance. This is my time if I don't lock it down right now.
Who knows? He probably just found out the Addy, because first of all, how did he get the Addy?
Right.
So, he probably, however way he got the Addy, it was just like, I'm pulling up.
Yeah, like,
right.
I got the Addy. Niggas ain't got this right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where was he from, though? Where was he from, though?
They just said that the man drove from South Carolina.
From South Carolina.
I did see that. I did.
What city y'all think he was from?
Okay. I got one. All right. A nigga that can really be delusional enough to think that Rihanna would say yes.
Right.
I'm going to go with Holly Hill.
Holly Hill? Okay.
I don't know if am I South Carolina enough to answer
No,
this question?
you resided here. You resided here. Yeah, you resided here.
Okay, a Broad River nigga.
A Broad River nigga.
Yeah, Broad River nigga.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say that you got to have enough money to fill up your tank. I'm going to go with a delusional somebody who gets some money from Hilton Head.
Ooh, a little uppity nigga.
Some money. Yeah, you got some money.
A little bread, or he working at the resorts or something.
Something. That's how he might have got the address.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time Rihanna has had somebody, somebody actually broke in her home some years back, but she was out of town. So, these celebrities, y'all, I don't know what y'all got to do to keep y'all addresses safe. Put y'all houses in your mama name or your grandmama name. Because, that kind of stuff is public record. So you can't have your properties in your names or your company names because people figure that shit out.
I mean, people going to dig clearly, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, how do you know what I mean? Like, as now, and people are nosy too. People look at your background and figure out where the hell you at. People put 2 and 2 together, or a listing of a house. Imagine you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, I know where that house is. I remember. Yeah, it's crazy out here for celebrities, man. Like, Jesus, man. I always say I don't want to be famous. I'm cool with being rich. I don't want to be famous.
Give me the money.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten to that point.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. No? Unless the Cosign Podcast takes all the way off and you want to give us a big check, I'll damn sure be famous for that. But other than, I'd rather be rich. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much comes with fame.
It's a lot comes with it, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So I'm going to start, as Sax would say, I'm going to say no co-signing on trying to propose to Riri. Okay?
Right,
She got her man.
Right.
Okay? She got a man.
No cosign. No co. And another
And 2 babies.
And 2 babies, right?
Right.
Yeah, geez. Yeah. Well, why would you even go in to sign up for that? Like, who goes and signs up for that?
People crazy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
No cosign.
So this is something that we've been talking about and moving on with celebrities, because I think about this part right here. So Twitter did officially announce that they are removing the blue check verification as of April 1st.
Right.
This is Elon Musk's brainchild to go ahead and take the blue checks. Now, I, for one, think it's very dangerous, and I think it's stupid and dangerous at the same time. What you think, Stacks?
It's about money. Did you? I mean, you know what I mean. Did you read what it's about? Like, in order to have your, I think people paying like $8 a month or some shit at one point.
Like $14.99.
But not, yeah, but no. Apparently now it's like high as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like to get a blue check. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know the number. I mean, it's high. It's
I
like
didn't even know they paid for it. I
didn't either.
I thought they did that to make your site more legit.
Like legit, like that. This is really that person. But no, apparently, like, and it's like an astronomical fucking number. It's like $1,000 a month or some shit like that. It's crazy as shit. Like, in order to have a blue check. But like when you take that away, you know, people gonna be start posing as people. You know,
it's dangerous.
We already flip whenever somebody says something on Twitter. So now we don't even know if it's that motherfucker saying it necessarily. You know what I mean? That blue check kind of like verified who people were. So yeah, I don't have no cosign on taking the blue check away and making them pay for it. Elon Musk is a fucking evil genius, rich genius. Like,
it's gonna get crazy. Because just like you're saying, like now you're gonna have everybody impersonating. Some people just slow-witted and they believe everything they read or see. At least that blue check gave you a little bit of like, this is actually that person.
Right, exactly.
Right, yeah.
So you could get somebody that could go on there and whip up like somebody's fans to do something crazy like January 6th and Donald Trump. Oh yeah, I said that.
You said it? I
said it. Yeah. But you know, you could have some, you know, evil
Inciting
person
shit.
do that and say I'm Beyonce, and some of the, you know, maybe mentally challenged, mentally ill people who are Beyonce fans will think that's her telling you to go out and do something. It's just dangerous. I don't like it, and it's dumb.
I mean, it shows how fucked up the world is and how much we depend on social media. The fact that, because I mean, that's because what people say on Twitter, people take seriously. It gets people in a lot of trouble and shit like that, and you judge people off of that. Like, but it's sad that we got to depend on social media. And now we're gonna panic because we don't know if, you know what I mean, if Michael B. Jordan really tweeted that out or if Beyonce really tweeted that out. Like, we don't. You know, that shit's fucking whack.
It's sad that that's what we have to really
sad where we're at. Oh, my God.
And first of all, I just got my check, so I'm real.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay. See,
before the paying.
Right. See, that's what's up. Like,
I'm just like,
people earn, like, and people who are influencers and radio people, like, I do also feel like it should be a badge of honor too. Like, I am who I say I am, and you know,
just the honor that they care enough to say, I think it's time for you to verify who you are.
Right.
That's where the badge of honor of the blue check came. That you're making that much noise on social media. Now, here's what I propose, and I'm just little old me. Maybe someone listen to me. If I was a celebrity, I think they should all just boycott Twitter and move on. I think that for their brands and the safety of their brands, you cannot allow Twitter to just be an open field of people using your name any way, any day, and there's no way to say, yes, guys, that was not me. I think all celebrities, fuck Twitter. There's enough other platforms to move on to.
That's what I wanted to see, though. I wanted to see how many celebrities, like, I mean, who cares how much money they get? Like, man, I'm not paying these. Man, fuck that. I want to see how many celebrities just say fuck it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't worried about Twitter that much. You know what I mean?
What's your prediction? You think they're going to stay on Twitter?
I don't know. That's what I was about to. I was just going to say, do y'all think that they're going to find another way on top of a blue check to solidify? Maybe, like, I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with something else on top of.
I just don't know what else.
Because it just seems like they didn't really think this through for that to really be a thing. You know what I'm saying?
No,
because
agreed.
of so many concerns, it's just kind of like, I just feel like it has to be something that solidifies these people.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I saw this guy on the news, and you know the news is not like it used to be. It's like nowadays, like they're really opinionated. And this one guy called Elon Musk a billionaire man-child. And like, if you think about it, he's just got all this money, and creating chaos is like funny to him. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about a long-term effect of this. He doesn't care the influence, because we know our children are influenced with social media. I've never been a Twitter fan. That platform didn't do anything for me, because that vomit of words coming at you. I was like, I haven't been on Twitter.
I tried it, and I mean, like I said, I was late to the party anyway. So by the time I started trying it, people was moving on to the next thing or whatever. So I can't really keep up with it. God knows when the last time I tweeted something. But in today's society, if there's enough uproar and enough, you know what I mean, people say, hey, this shit don't make no sense, you'll still see people change shit in an instant. You know what I'm saying?
But that happened already.
You know, but
now, when he first said it, that was uproar. Then it went away, and now he's put a date with it.
Right, and I guess, and if he does that, then it's definitely fucked up. But I wouldn't be surprised. Also,
it'll be our April Fool's Day.
Maybe his PR team gets through to him eventually and say, hey, little boy, this don't make no sense. Hey, little boy,
somebody. When is the first?
Wait, hey, you know,
still another week at least for him to think about this.
Yeah, because you know things change. You know what I mean? Adidas don't like Kanye no more, and then 4 weeks, 6 weeks later, what happens? So things change if there's enough uproar about shit. You know what I mean? Even though I know it's a whole different type of shit, but I'm just saying.
Only the celebrities can change this.
Yeah, he might say,
That's
fuck it, all right.
It's just like when they were trying to boycott the NFL. It's like, yeah, we can't boycott the NFL. The players have to boycott the NFL. There's nothing like, because it would have to take millions of us to affect them. So it really has to be the players. And that's the same thing with this Twitter thing. It's going to take the influencers and the celebrities to say, oh, you know what, hands off, I'm not going to use your platform.
Hey, how about I just don't even use your platform?
Yeah, and that's the way they'll change it.
Yeah.
Speaking of platforms, I always love to see something on social media that's being debated about. And being that Monty is also a married woman like myself, I saw this one and I always thought this was interesting.
I'm going to sit this one out.
Whatever. All right, I'm going to just try to read to it real quick. Okay, and I know if y'all seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So Damon was separated with his wife Shirley for 15 years. He started dating Catherine within the first year of the separation. During that time, Damon purchased a house for him and Catherine, bought himself a new town car, bought her a new truck, and bought some land so they can start a business in the future. One day, Damon went out for some errands and died unexpectedly of a heart attack. Question, now since Shirley was still his wife, should she let the girlfriend keep everything Damon purchased, or should she keep it all? Or should she plan the funeral or let the girlfriend do it? After all, they were separated, papers filed for 15 years. I'm a little vindictive. I might take that shit.
Okay, wait.
So, because she's legally the wife.
She's legally the wife. The guy died. He has a new girlfriend. So she's wondering if she should. What is she wondering if she should do?
In the time that they've been legally separated, he's purchased a home, 2 cars, and some land. Since she's the wife, it actually legally goes to her, even though he's been building with his girlfriend for these last umpteen years.
Got you.
All right, so ladies, your level of petty, because I feel like you got a whole lot of petty shit you about to say.
Okay, this is what I say. Okay, first, I would need to know where I would be at as Shirley at that time. And the reason why I say that is 15 years is a long time to, let's see, how long they was married again? Or maybe I had the separation and the amount of time. Hold on. Okay, no, they didn't say how long they were married, so I need to know
But it says separated for 15 years?
Yes. Yeah.
That's
I need to know how long they was married. But if I'm in a good place in my life at that time, if I'm totally healed and over it, I would leave the stuff. But I'm keeping the Social Security.
Money?
I feel like I need more details because
as to why they were separated for 15 years, how their relationship was.
Yeah, but only reason why I say that because that stuff does, make a difference. Because like you said, just depending on where you're at, like mentally in your space where you are. Because I might feel like, shoot, I done held you down.
You've been calling me the last 15 years while you've been with your little girlfriend. I'm still, I'm gonna be real with you.
Are kids involved?
They didn't bring any kids in this scenario.
I'm not even a woman, but I'm selling this shit. This is my shit. If that's if we still legally documented, that's my shit. Sorry, you know what I mean? Y'all we should have got divorced and y'all should have got married. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah.
That is a lesson to a lot of women because I know women out there that's like, well, I don't need to get married. And I'm like, okay, it's not about that. It's a security. And that's why I brought up the Social Security because now that I ain't letting that go. And see, she'll be able to draw his benefits when she's 80 and 90 years old. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to make my life a little easier. As I'm older, I'm not giving up the benefits. I'm keeping real.
Listen, that can be bad, like, you know what I mean? And when people are together like that. And I have a personal experience, like, with knowing what that, you know what I'm saying? My aunt, you know what I'm saying, and my uncle, who were never married, who lived together for 20 years, who did everything, you know what I mean? All this other good stuff. And then when he passed away, you know what I mean? She's not his wife. Technically, common law, of course, you know what I'm saying, right?
So she could have got nothing. The only thing she could get is anything that he had willed to her. If he had took the time. And
there was nothing. There was no will, no anything. But so it's rare now. My aunt, you know what I'm saying, and from where they're from, in a small town in Tennessee. Luckily, everybody knows that's his. You know what I mean? So his job actually made sure that his life insurance went to her. You know what I mean? His family, mother, sister, you know what I mean, actually said, nah. We know, you know what I'm saying? We know it's supposed to come to us, but we know.
Oh, she lucked up.
Yeah, and that's some rare shit.
That's kind of like the same situation that we're talking about.
She would have to be. Yeah, I don't want nobody's car. I wouldn't do all that. You know what I mean?
No, I'm selling all that shit. Yeah, I'm selling everything.
Be a petty ass red bitch. Okay, all right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say, Kimmy? You too? You selling it too?
Yeah, they got my female tendencies right there. I'm selling everything. Yeah.
Now I keep the land.
No, I'm selling. That's some money. A house, 2 cars, and some land. We talking a couple $100 grand. We talking $300-400 grand maybe. You know what I'm saying? Shit, hell no! You should have married the motherfucker. That's what you should have did.
Yeah,
nah, fuck that.
No, for real, that's a lot.
And we don't like I said, we don't know the situation. I'm saying she be like, I've been told this motherfucker to sign these papers. He ain't want to sign these papers, but guess what? I'ma sign these papers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's my land, my 2 cars, and my house, and boo boo be okay.
Dang, poor boo boo kitty.
Dang. Shit, it'd be fucked up.
The lesson in this, ladies, do not stay with no man, because according to this scenario, she would have been with him for 14 years. So not only this, we gotta respect what marriage is. And there's a lack of respect. You could say, yes, you know that they're separated, but he was still legally married, and you stayed with a legally married man for 14 years. Right. And that's where you got burnt at.
Right.
You got to put your foot down.
Nah, man, I feel like people don't have the same, marriage is not a goal no more for a lot of people. You know what I mean? And like, I don't even know how we change that, if we change that. I mean, is it better for the world because people aren't fucking up them saying, because if marriage ain't popular no more, that means that the divorce rate's got to be going down, right?
I think it's the other way around. From what I recently
I know the
saw,
divorce rate
don't
high.
quote me. No. I was about to say, I ever saw something that was saying that marriages are actually more successful. Like the rate of the success has been increasing, especially
Because
amongst
can't nobody
black
afford
families.
to leave each other no more.
Amongst black families
We can't
too.
afford to leave each other. We're just going to be roommates in this bitch.
Because I feel like you got some people who do feel like that, like they don't want to get married. But I feel like also, like a pro of social media, people seeing black love and stuff like that, it does inspire you to want to have love, some people. So I think it's just a mix of just people being different, kind of,
Do you think, because I was going to ask, this was actually, he done moved me up the needle, so we was going to talk about this a little later on. But do you feel like marriage on social media is under attack?
No, I ain't going to say that. Marriage under attack? No, because, see, I remember when we were growing up, like I said, if you were in the... a celebrity, or if you were, a popular person, it was cool to be single. Remember when you were a rapper or a singer? It's like, hey, don't say you got a girlfriend.
Right.
Now it's like, you ain't got no girlfriend. We got to put somebody on next to you who's, you know what I mean, who got a blue check. You know what I mean? So y'all can so I think relationships now are more of a goal. Honestly,
I
honestly
agree.
say that. I think it's more of a goal. It's cool to be in a relationship now.
And you get disappointed when when the relationships that you believe in fall or whatever.
Right.
So
I think social media is not.
The only reason why I say that is I
marriage.
notice I have this like idea in my head. There's like this evil person sitting in the room and wakes up and says, "All right, now who we gonna put on the hot seat today?" And they take like old interviews and cut quotes out, and they love to do it to black married couples. Now I'm not gonna say they don't do it to white married couple. I might not pay attention to it, and I'm always quick to say that because I don't like when people say only black people do this. You know what I'm saying? That's just not my world. You know what I mean? But like the recent situation, and I can never remember that girl's name, but the couple that's married, the both actors, they real good looking. They play in all the black movies.
Kojo, and the Nicole. What's her name?
Nicole Ari something.
Parker. Is that her name?
Parker. Yeah, there you go. Come through with the pop culture.
I'm just saying, man.
But
she
anyway,
light skinned.
They chopped and screwed like a conversation. And to say like, oh, I wish I had a boyfriend.
I wish I hadn't got married.
And I was single again. And then I went back and read the interview. And what she was saying was that she was being nostalgic to when he was her boyfriend. And she missed the days, those days, when her husband was her boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And how their relationship was when... the pursuit was still going on.
No cosigning clickbait. I hate clickbait.
Oh my gosh.
But they always try to make it look like, and I think it comes from a level of misery. They always want to make what perceived to be happy, they want to find a crack.
And I feel like just depending on the avenue it's coming from, but some of these companies, the clickbait is the money.
Yeah.
So they just putting people's lives lying and all that.
And thank God. And I interestingly hate when somebody reposts some shit that they didn't even like. Do you really read? Did you see where it really came from?
Don't repost nothing that don't have a link.
Right. Look, I don't even click on it no more. Like I know it, and I know well enough. Like I feel like everybody should. Like when I'm reading the headlines, and because I scroll Google every day. I hit Google. I want to see what's going on, current events, things like that. When I see some crazy shit, like I already know not to click it. Like, oh, that looks interesting. That's not really what they mean. So I just keep on scrolling, you know what I mean?
But you're logical.
Yeah, I'm logical. Most people are like, oh my God. Oh my, can you believe?
And a lot of these companies, they push people to post a lot of that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Within our company, blogging and stuff was a thing.
Yes.
It's not anymore. But
Gosh.
I used to have boundaries because I'm like, look, I can't say this about this. Like, I don't care, what this title will bring. It's just certain boundaries that I'm not going to push.
And that
people
was
don't
big.
have boundaries.
Yeah, they put that on y'all big. I remember. They
No,
put
you don't understand.
certain times a day. How many times a day? Certain times a day.
I'm talking about an email will come out every Monday to show everybody's numbers.
Yeah.
Who got the most views out of the whole conglomerate? That was
No, it was crazy.
Yeah, you was
I
on there.
hate it here, man. This is what the world has come to, huh?
That's the sad part, really.
Damn, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
So, Monty, let's get into that because I'm in an interesting phase in my life, and I know you are too. You know, being a mother, a wife, you still have your career and have other aspirations outside of the current career, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And I think that this is an age and a time that no one really talks about. You know what I'm saying? I think they talk about, you hear about when you're grinding, you hear about when you're successful, but then it's like this point right
in
here
between phase.
when you're like doing all this juggling, your hands is everywhere, and then figuring out the priority. Like, how do you, because I know you, I watch you, you've been doing a lot. You went to hair school? I don't even know where you fit that in.
How'd you do that?
Everybody
Wait a
always
minute.
say that.
Really? Between between the station and between kids
Three
and
babies,
married?
husband.
Yeah.
Man, honestly, I just feel like in my head, I'm like, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? So however that, like, my life right now is me setting up mine within 5 and 10 years. So I feel like if I gotta run around and make these moves and do what I gotta do, because I don't feel like I did it the traditional way, like how my family would have maybe wanted me to do it. It's like I just feel like I just gotta put in a little bit more work. So I'm gonna squeeze it in if I can squeeze it in, and so that's pretty much.
So get it
What
in,
I'm
get it in now,
doing.
so you're ready for. So you
Get
can,
it in now, get it out the way, which is getting harder because like you said, I do have kids, and then especially because my kids are at different phases of life. Because 12-year-old, he got his this 12-year-old.
Been there. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, and then I have my girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I also want to be there. I want to be present for them. I don't want to work as hard really right now in this chapter because I want to be there for my kids too. So, I mean, it's all just about sacrifice and like what the picture looks like, and then just making sure that I'm following, what I really feel like is being sent from above versus me trying to just do what it is that I feel like I'm supposed
Definitely,
to do.
you got to learn the boundaries of not doing everything.
Yeah,
That's the first hardest part in this. Like, because certain opportunities come to me and I just say no. And other people might not think, they're like, oh, I don't see them doing that. No, I say no. I say no all the time.
Because you feel like it doesn't suit you, or because you don't want to.
Well, one, if it doesn't suit me, benefit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I run a business from home. Okay, so the idea of me being in a club, hosting a party, when I can literally sit at my house and make that same exact money, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I also have always been a firm believer, and I grew up in this era, under the Charlemagne the God era with the disrespect your elders. I do feel like there's a time that you need to let the young ones have it. I do agree with that. And I remember, because that was a big movement that we all were on mentally, because we were trying to get in the game, and you had all these 40, 50-year-olds that were like sitting on these radio spots and sitting on everything. And we were like, nah, we young, we fresh, we 22, 23, when we want the opportunities. And we was coming in like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, move the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? So I also believe in letting them get that. And I don't want to do it either. Last time I did it, my knee was hurting for like 3 days. Fuck that.
Lord. I mean, I dig it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I dig it. Because I'm always up for the next generation. I'm never gonna hold on to a spot. You know what I'm saying? I actually, just like you, I try to put people on, honestly. I mean, like, I try to give game and I'm quick to tell them, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to be out this motherfucker, even though I've been retiring for the last 10 years.
I heard.
Yeah, I've been retiring every year for the last 10 years. But, you know what I'm saying? But I do, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind moving out the way, you know what I mean? For people to, you know what I'm saying, going and, take my spot. I ain't tripping on it, honestly, because I feel like I've had a hell of a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say. I guess you answered my question though. You feel like you had a hell of a run. Like you're okay
we still
with
chasing
what you accomplished.
Right? Yeah. And we still chasing. We still going to get it. But like I said, I'm not really.
Because we probably have almost probably 10 years difference. See what I'm saying? So this, we're 10 years down the road probably from where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
because there's another thing that comes in part of life, and I'm there now. And you know, I've been a little open about this journey, but not a lot. But you know, my mother just recently got a kidney transplant. And of course, it was something we was waiting on and praying on for years. But then you didn't know what that looked like on the other side. So I'm almost like a 24-hour caregiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even to come out right now, I had to make sure, here's your lunch, here's your insulin, here's your medication. I'll be back in a few hours because I got to come back, do it again, and repeat. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that 3-4 times a day. So my life looks really different now. And that's something you cannot predict. You can't predict.
Right. Yeah.
You want your parents to be healthy and be able to be independent for as long as possible. But then if they don't and they can't, then what is the solution? And I always challenge people now, like me and my brothers talked about it, and we always had like a goal plan for when the candy came and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, it was a lot rougher on the other side that I could never prepare for.
I mean, just putting your priorities was first was really important. You know what I mean? Like damn, you know what I mean? I'm not going to miss doing no hosting a club gig because I've been doing them forever. You know what I'm saying? So family no more takes the precedent of what's supposed to be going on. And I tell you, we get to a point now where we at, you know what I mean, where you have to parent your parents. You know what I mean? And in that case, you have to be there for them. So yeah, that's going to definitely take like priority over anything else. So I dig it. Like I said, I'm pushing. I feel like I'm running my last few laps as it is right now. And I mean, I'm gonna keep, like I said, we still gonna keep getting to it. But like I said, I know it's coming to an end, but I'm not gonna hold on to the shit. Like when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, and those kids, you know, and also like your kids make a difference too. You know,
huge difference,
right? Because like if your kids are quote unquote good, don't have a lot of hiccups, don't have a lot of problems. I've started hearing horror stories now. I mean, it's people out here can't deal with their kids ready to give them away. You know what I'm saying? They can't deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, then that comes in. You know, we're blessed to have, you know, you deal with whatever certain issues with kids. But you know,
but
no, I definitely
it's an extreme situation.
Like, good kids definitely makes it easier to keep on, you know what I mean, moving how you move, you know what I'm saying? But if your kids require a little more attention, whether it be anything, I mean, whether it be
God bless my children.
Behavior, learning, whatever it may be, like they require a little more attention, then of course, that all the other shit is backseat. You know?
I make my joke about Naeem, my 15-year-old. People always say, well, how is it having a teenage boy? I said, well, he's never slammed the door in my house yet. So that's where we're at. I have not hit the stank teenage boy attitude none of that. He's still very sweet, respectable, and I'm thankful every day because me at his age, I was fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I was definitely pure hell. Yeah, I get some of that back. I don't want to talk.
See, I wasn't. I was good. I can't relate. I was good. I can't relate, but you know, both parents take a part in you know the kids. So
you get some of that DNA. A little bit of both. So no, I gave my mama hell. My kids give me hell. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? So not both of them, but you know, and not all the time, but in some form, they both give me hell or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's easy for me to deal with it though because I know what type of child I was. You know what I mean? So like, and they're not bad kids. You know what I mean? But you know, they're kids. You know what I mean? And I got 2 boys. You know what I mean? Teenage
you know,
boys.
Monty, we had to really have us a good catch-up session. Let me tell you something about these girls.
Scorpio girls.
Oh, yes. Our girls, our kids are actually the same size.
They are. Exactly. Yeah.
But, no, these little girls are very vicious. And I've already ran into vicious situations already at this age. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like I'm saying that, so keep it and don't.
Oh no, I believe you.
And I'm talking about like 5. At 5 was the first time I had a little girl leave video messages on the phone threatening my daughter.
At 5?
At 5. Because she didn't like her other friends. So, you know, my daughter wants all her friends to be friends. And it was only like 5 and 6. And the other little girl didn't like the other girl being brought into the group. And I'm talking about vicious messages to at 5. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, I didn't even know a phone number when I was 5. These people must have sent a video message.
They
didn't have a single friend's phone number at 5, 6 years old.
They made group chats on Duo.
Oh yeah,
like it's crazy, and it's even more crazy because I was just thinking about this the other day. Like sometimes I feel like I am I feel bad that I'm so protective over my kids, but then I know what's out there.
Don't feel bad.
And so I'm like, okay, no, I gotta, I still, because these little kids, like, my kids be want to go outside. That's cool, but I don't know what these other little kids
I
I'm talking about.
No, it gets crazy out there.
So, I'd rather y'all stay in the house. Let's get some popsicles and watch a movie on the couch.
And that's crazy that we got to be like that. Like I said,
that's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate.
It's crazy.
You want them to be outside.
If you walk your neighborhood or you hear the kids around talking and how to talk and the things they say or whatever, you be like, wow, my kids outside with these same kids and this how they talk.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm lucky because I got two boys who are about a year apart, so they're a unit. They stuck with it. They got each other. You know what I mean? And I say they're sheltered in a good way. Like, you know what I mean? Like I hung out at my cousin's house in the hood while they was smoking weed, drinking bulls and king cobras and playing spades. Right?
They didn't even know where we were.
Like I can say that my kids don't grow up like that. I mean, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I grew up with the family in the hood. But my kids don't hang around my uncles and my homeboys while we smoking weed and drinking in the back. Like my kids don't get around that, so I feel like they're sheltered to an extent, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like my kids hate smoke. They hate. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna just say this, and this is the line that I've actually asked my son this before, but I feel like our job as parents is to allow your children's childhood to have the least amount of trauma.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to experience trauma later on. Mm-hmm. And the last thing I want my child to be is 37, 40 years old talking about something from 8. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want... So I asked my son before, I told him, I said, my job is to shield you for as much trauma as possible. And he told me I did a good job. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to know, because I know you're going to have to deal with hell once I can't keep you. And not shelter to the point where you're like, because people think shelter means you're going to be soft, you're going to be taken advantage of.
Not at all.
No. Why you want your kids so hardened up, scammed up, you know what I'm saying? Like, feeling like they don't... I had a friend, I never forget one day, this was years ago, and her little girl was like, Mommy, I got some money, we can put it on the light bill. I don't want my child thinking about light bills.
Yeah, I mean, you know
what I'm saying? Do you know what that child had been going through to even think about light bills? That child lived in the dark.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad reality, but like I said, that doesn't mean that they're soft. Like I said, mine do boxing and knock your ass out. You know what I mean? But I know that they're not, like I said, I was in the hood. You know what I mean? That was normal. You got dropped off at your cousin's house, your auntie house.
That's what was wrong with him. Let me tell you something. This one right here, this was one of these suburb badass kids, okay? He is suburban.
No.
2 parents in the house.
The male
got all the polo nautical shirts, cars to drive. Yeah. But this one right here
wanted to be in the hood.
Was a damn delinquent.
The whole family was in the hood. It might be my mama's fault. You know what I mean? Every Friday, Saturday, I spent in the hood, man. Literally. I mean, like my auntie house, they playing bingo and shit. All the kids at the house. Saturday morning, they going grocery shopping. They take auntie grocery shopping. All the kids at the house. And that's when all the shit's going on. That's when they drinking Mad Dog on the front porch. They playing spades on the back porch, cutting hair. You know what I mean? If you from Columbia, Papa Stopper running up and down the damn street. You know what I'm saying? Rest peace to my cousin. Rest peace to my cousin, Papa Stopper. So, but my kids don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't throw them in the car. I go to the homie's house. And so that part of shelter, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about that type of stuff, and I don't want them to want to experience that before it's their time. You know? Yeah. I got a question for y'all though. Are y'all? You know, when we were growing up, it's 18. Get the hell out of my house. Are y'all kicking y'all kids out at 18?
Absolutely not. How you feel about it, Monty?
No, I definitely wouldn't kick my kids out of 18. I would like to, like, I feel like I'm talking to my kid. Okay, I ain't got a lot of, but I talk to Aiden, I could say, for example, since he's the oldest, trying to figure out to get him to figure out what he likes. Maybe I know that it may not be there because even me, like, it took me a while to figure it out. But kicking them out the house. Yeah,
they're not physically, but they say 18, you gotta go or whatever.
Well, here I came up. I'm so glad you brought this up because I have a mathematical equation for you.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So when I was 18. I moved out. I didn't get kicked out. I wanted to go. So I left and I did my thing. My first apartment was $475 a month. It was a 3-bedroom townhouse, okay, in Goose Creek, South Carolina. All right. At that time, I could get a job for $10 an hour. So that was 40 hours a week. That's $400. In 1 week, I can make my rent. Now, I add roommates on top of that. So in 1 week, I made my rent and all my bills with my roommates chipping in. Okay, now let's look at today.
Right.
An average rent is going to be like $1,800, $1,900.
Right.
Even if you're making $30 an hour, you're not going to make that in 1 week. So it's not the same when we left at 18. And I said, it's so funny you brought it up because I did this mathematically the other day to try to explain to somebody the difference. You can't look at these kids and say, well, they're 21, 22, and they can't make it on their own. It's not the same. We could make it at 18 and 19 on our own.
These motherfuckers 35, 36 can't make it, you know what I'm saying? Right, like
because
working.
you think $20, $30 an hour sound like a lot of money. Do the math and then think about what rent is. It's not.
I think it became too much of a normal. Like I don't plan on even talking with my kids' mom. Like I don't plan on making my kids. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they'll transition to it. But you need guidance at those ages. Yeah. I needed guidance at that age. Now we're a different breed of generation, so we can go and move off to different places and far from home. And we're a different type of breed. We didn't have all these outside influences like people have now, so we could do it. But these kids ain't as smart as us. You know what I mean? So I'm not pressuring my kid or pushing my kid to get out. If I got to hold your hand till you 21 and I'm sure that when you walk over that threshold that you're good, then that's what I'm going to do. I don't want you living in my house forever, but I'm not putting them in. I see that a lot of people talk about that. And so I think we've normalized that. And I think we should stop doing that type shit.
It's like making sure instead of like saying, hey, 18th birthday coming, you got to go. Instead of let's start working on the plan. You know what I mean? Like giving them a plan and know that plan doesn't start at 18. Right. We all know that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's little you're going to get to go out there and do at 18. Hopefully they go to college or not. Because even college is a little, we need to know what you want to do first before we waste 4 years in college.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say waste, but it is a waste depending on what you want to do.
I asked my oldest about college, and he gave me the most realist answer. I couldn't even argue with him. You know what I mean? I said, well, what about college? He said, yeah, I don't think I want to get in a bunch of unnecessary debt. So what the hell am I supposed to say back to him about that?
Hopefully by the time their college come, but see, even with that,
free.
I was like, but you're going to some type of school. You're gonna have to do something. You might not, you might not have to get $100,000 in debt, but you might get $10,000 in debt in truck driving, or welding school. That's cool, you know what I mean? Because I went to college and it was an experience, but it clearly wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And
clearly wasn't for
me. You know what I'm saying? It was the best time of my damn life.
That was the problem.
I think everybody should experience it, but it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? And
that was best time in life.
Yeah, you can still be successful. And if we're rating people on salaries and shit like that, you know what I mean? I know plenty of people, you know what I mean, who are doing just fine, better than people with 4-year degrees, master's degrees, something. You know what I mean?
It's a different world completely. I was just watching this one reality show, and this guy, he was creating sneakers and just putting them online, social media, whatever, and Nike ended up hiring him, and he's never gone to college, and he's wildly successful now. So it's like, it's not just college. It's about motivation. It's about what you're willing to do. My kids are going to have entrepreneurial spirit because they watch us. Right. We have to keep reminding them sometimes it's not that sweet that y'all think it is, because they used to say, Mom, Dad, y'all home. We don't clock in the traditional jobs. Right. So my kids really got it fucked up. They got, we'll have to undo their asses because they have never seen me work an 8-hour job. My whole entire life. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever worked an 8-hour job or 9 to 5. So my kids got it a little fucked up, you know what I'm saying, on view on life. But, I keep trying to.
But you watch, but you know what I mean? But you watch your mom hustle too, though. You know what I mean? Like from one job, you know what I'm saying, and doing her own catering, doing other, you watch your mom do it, you know what I'm saying? What about you, Monty? Like, how was your upbringing? Did your parents have side hustles too, or were they into anything that had to do with, music, radio?
Nothing with music or radio. I mean, they were pretty much hustling. My father, he's a barber. He owned a barber shop now.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, so entrepreneur. Yes, my aunt the same. And I feel like I was definitely the I'm not gonna say. I mean, I went a different path than I feel like was expected, and that's why when we have the conversation about college, it's crazy because I feel like initially. Or I'm not going to say initially, but I feel like I do share those same views. But then I also feel like people who, when they do, people who do have a plan, because I have a lot of friends who literally had the plan to, go to college, graduate, and they are making some money. And they, I think that I guess it boils down to just making sure that your kids have, financial literacy, first of all.
Okay.
That they have the financial knowledge to, if you're not going to get out here, if you don't know what you want to do, but don't get out here and mess up your stuff early,
Leave them damn credit cards alone that come in the mail.
Yeah.
Chase.
Yeah, but you know what? I real talk. I gotta give the younger generation credit for that shit. Honestly, like right now, these kids are buying houses at a younger age. They're caring about their credit at a younger age. You know what I mean? Like I can look on. It's a couple of younger dudes I follow, and I'll be like, He'd be like, credit score 750. I'd be like, damn, this motherfucker 25. He on this shit already. Word.
But you know what?
Like, and I see that a lot. They're entrepreneurs more. You know what I mean? They're starting their own businesses. You know what I'm saying? Better than we. So I think we kind of in good hands with that. They just a little slow. You know what I mean?
I literally just came from a brunch where there were a mini panel, and it was like a 21-year-old that had owned a nail salon and other young entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's that I feel like that's the pro of social media.
Right, agreed.
For people who got a nice head on their shoulder, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it is motivation in some way too with a lot of the stuff that we're able to see.
Agreed.
Man, let me tell you something. My daughter is 9 and she thinks she can sell everything. And she comes like, oh, mommy, I don't want this teddy bear anymore. Can I put this up for sale? I was like, why would somebody want to buy that from? But that's her mind frame about everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like a business is everything is. Can I sell this? Can I sell that?
My youngest did that. I almost wanted to string his ass up. Like, he went to school with a coat, a brand new coat. Came home with no coat, but a nice little cash. Like, what you do, bro? Sold it for more than he paid for it. I said, but you didn't pay for it, motherfucker. So run me my motherfucking money. You know what I mean?
No, for real.
Like,
I'm confused as to how they be making these transactions in school because Aiden came home with $100 bill.
Yeah.
What? Because he come home, he all happy. He like, I think I'm about to just start selling my Pokemon cards. I was like, what you talking about? He was like, because I sold 2 of them for $100. I'm like, how are y'all even making these transactions?
Right, yeah. What are y'all doing? Y'all in the bathroom looking like a dope deal going on with Pokemon cards?
A whole $100 bill.
The kid had $100.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, listen.
Aiden might be on to something, though.
He might be.
That's not a bad flip right there. I ain't even mad.
Okay.
That ain't like he came home with $10 now. Shit, I ain't Aiden go off then.
Nah, his mama wanted to string him up. Nah. You know what I mean?
I remember Naeem came home with this chain, and he done bought. What was it? Did he say he said give him $15? And Sean was going off on him like, it's already turning. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's like, this fake ass chain, and you just gonna come home.
I done gave you $15 here and there. Yeah, they got to learn through experience. You know
they
what I mean?
really do. And it's a whole nother world that, like, you look at and you like, you really, I mean, you know what's going on in their world, but I just feel like it's so different. It's just a whole nother world, you know?
It is, you know what I mean? So they've got, like I said, they've got their plus and negatives. They definitely got bigger entrepreneur spirit. They definitely care about things that we didn't. I remember my mama asking me.
Except wearing clothes to school.
Except wearing clothes. It was Crocs and pajama pants. But I ain't mad.
Okay.
Go pick your kid up from school.
And wearing the hoodies in the summertime.
Man, we ain't gonna. I be waiting for mine to catch on fire. He be walking, getting on the bus. I be like, I know this nigga hot. I know this nigga hot. It makes sense
with some shorts on.
Man, listen, no, that
hoodies is crazy.
But if you pick your kids up, you'll get it. It's not your kid. It's all the kids.
No, it's definitely all the kids.
I pick my kids up from school and it's like, none of these motherfuckers cared about getting dressed this morning. We used to care, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't.
I was going for best dress and shit.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I don't understand.
I'm spacing out when I wear shit, you know what I mean?
My stuff out the night before.
Right, ironed and ready.
Gold number, like, can I go this long without wearing the same thing?
Right,
like,
right. If you could go on, like, I was shooting for a month, but you know what I mean? Never really worked, but you know. But yeah.
I done did some things. But then I look at heaven and be like, why are you wearing that same shirt every week?
Man,
it's my favorite shirt.
Look, I had to ask my kids, do y'all know what an iron is? You know
they definitely don't.
No.
They definitely don't.
Or a belt. You know what I mean? I don't even tell you
the belt.
The belt and the iron arguments I have with my kids, and I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like,
and how you used to cherish your sneakers and actually took time to clean them.
Oh my God.
I have never seen my son sit down with
Me neither. I'm like, he outside with his new shoes on. Why are you outside?
Yeah, and then don't care enough to clean it.
Yeah, no.
Don't care at all.
Y'all used to have that toothbrush going.
Still do.
Shit. That was gonna be crispy every day.
Still do.
That's really crazy.
Yeah, so they're a little different, but you know, but yeah, but so we're not kicking our kids out at 18.
No
cosign on that, definitely.
Unless they got drugs and guns in your house. Okay.
Yeah, then they gotta go. Get your ass out this month.
With that being said, we're gonna get ready to wrap up. But Monty, tell the co-signers how they can follow you, support you, get to know you even better.
Of course. But again, thank you guys so much for having me on the podcast. You can definitely follow me on all social media, Instagram, Facebook. I ain't on Snapchat no more. Twitter, at Monty Mills. That's MANIMILLS.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you pulling up, sis. She's like a little sister to me, man. I tell you, I got so many Monty Mills stories. But one thing that I appreciated about Monty was Monty got thrown in the game, like just thrown in, and she dug in, and it was days Sis was about to cry in the studio.
No, I did cry.
Oh, I know. I was trying to give her
I know.
the
You ain't got to give me the benefit of the doubt. I be boo-hooing.
And, and she stuck it through, and I was so glad to see, you thriving and, see your family thriving and you doing your thing. So that's what's up, you know what I mean? Because it's not a lot of us sisters in the game. And, and we got to stick together because they always try to make it seem like with us can only be one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I just big up to you. I love seeing your movement and what you got going on. So keep doing what you're doing. And, hey.
Thank you. Same to you, sis.
Hey, Stacks, what up?
Watch your kids because they watching you. Stay hydrated. Mind your motherfucking business and keep God first.
I always feel like that doesn't go together.
I know. Dang, I just realized that.
It really doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Let me put some holy water on you.
Yeah, it's the same thing though. Yeah. I mean that. Yeah.
With that being said, I appreciate y'all for listening, watching, and following. We out. It's the cosign, bitch.